Howdy, y'all. Just wanted to go over. I just went book shopping earlier today. Got kind of a haul. Also had one come in the mail, so I thought I'd do a little update video. First thing I picked up was Pale Fire by Vladimir Nabakov. This is a book that I thought I owned. I must have gotten rid of it at some point because I haven't been able to find it. It's been on my mind recently. This is a book I tried to read when I was in college and got moderately far through it. But never finished, and would like to do so. If you don't know, it's a sort of metafictional, presented as this 1,000 line, 999 line poem by this author that remained sort of unfinished when he died, and then his neighbor has become his executor and is writes an introduction to the poem and then also annotates it extensively, and you learn about their relationship through the annotations, and maybe that this guy is not as good of friends with this poet as he would like you to believe he is. Nabokov, of course, is just a genius, so I'm excited to read that. Next, we've got All the Pretty Horses by Cormac McCarthy. I've just been wanting to read more McCarthy, so I've been picking them up. This one, unfortunately, is the movie tie-in cover. Nobody likes movie tie-in covers. I don't know why they do it. But this is the first book in his Border trilogy. It won the National Book Award. It was the book that sort of rocketed him from being like a cult author to a, household name. It's supposed to be one of his best. Very cool. Next, we've got Milkman by Anna Burns. This has a couple of things going for it that I am excited by. First of all, it's published by Grey Wolf, which is very cool. I'm a big fan of Grey Wolf. Second, it won the Booker in 2018, and also comes recommended off of a review by Marc Nash, who is a booktuber who I feel like doesn't have nearly as much exposure as he should. He's a very sharp dude and has impeccable taste. I'll link to his review down in the description. This is a book that's set during the Troubles in Ireland, and it's supposedly kind of experimental. I don't care that much about Irish history, but there's enough going for it that I am down to try and see if it's good. Up next, we've got What We Talk About When We Talk About Love by Raymond Carver. Raymond Carver is a fantastic writer. I've read one of his collections, not this one, before, and I have always meant to read more of him, and then I watched Cliff Sargent from Books Are Better Than Food do a review of this one recently, and so when I saw it on the shelf at half price, I was like, yeah, let's pick that up. Excited to read that. Next, we've got Disgrace by J.M. Coetzee. Coetzee is, a legendary writer. He won the Nobel Prize. This is his most known book. It was a finalist for the National Book Critics Circle Award. It's about a middle-aged professor in South Africa who has an affair with a student, and it ruins his life. I've never read anything by Coetzee, so I was just like, it's time, let's pick it up, let's remedy that. Next, The Brief Wondrous Life of Oscar Wilde by Junot Diaz. This is a book that I tried to read when it came out and did not like. I couldn't get into it. I read about half of it and then gave up, in the time since, it first of all won the Pulitzer, and then everybody that I know that read this book thinks that it's the best book ever. I know a number of people who would count it among their favorite books, enough to the point that I feel like I may have been foolish in my initial take on it to the point where I felt like maybe it's time for me to give it another chance. So we'll see how that goes. Up next, The First Bad Man by Miranda July. Miranda July is a filmmaker and a writer. When I was younger, I saw her film You, Me, and Everyone We Know, which was really blew me away and made me a huge fan of her. Back when they used to play actual independent film movies on IFC, they would play them with no commercials, uncut, not censored. Not anymore. But that's how I saw that movie. And I had read some of her short fiction, and this is her debut novel. It came out a couple years ago, like 2017 or 2018. And I saw it on the shelf, and I thought, why not? I am a fan of Miranda July, so I'm glad to have it, to check it out. Next, we've got Manuel Puig's Kiss of the Spider Woman. This is a, modern classic of Argentinian literature. I am a big fan of South American lit, and this is one that's kind of orbited around my life for a long time, but has never happened. It's also been adapted into a very well-regarded movie, which I've never seen. Found this one in the clearance section at half price, so I was very excited to pick it up for cheap. So all of those ones, that I've just mentioned, I got at half price earlier today. This one came in the mail today, American Pastoral by Philip Roth. This is a book that I've been meaning to read for forever. I wanted to read the other Zuckerman books first, initially, which is why I didn't read this one. I read Ghostwriter in college, for class, actually. It was an assigned reading in my first fiction workshop. But I've kind of decided that, if I wait to read all of the Zuckerman books first, I'm never going to read this one. But this one is supposed to be one of his best. It won the Pulitzer. It's about a guy, Nathan Zuckerman, a writer, whose young girl falls in with leftist terrorist bombers during the late 60s, early 70s, which is a topic that I have a lot of interest in, radical leftist politics and political violence in America. So I think that this is going to be right up my alley. I have read other Roth before, not any of his big ones. I read, I believe it's Everyman, which is one of his final books, very short book that I enjoyed, but it didn't leave a huge impression on me. I just remember the sort of climactic scene of a man getting a hand job in the hospital and having a nurse walk in on him and then tattle on him, and then he has to go fight in World War II, and then he dies. That's how the book ends. Spoilers. Yeah, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 new books to throw on my shelf. Very exciting. If you've read any of these books or any of these authors, let me know in the comments. Tell me what to read next. Yeah, thanks.